Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode on the BloomCraft server. Since the last video, there has been a little bit of extra progress on the spawn island here. I've actually done a tiny little bit myself, like this little decoration for the portal, as well as a little spot signifying where the exact spawn point is with a chest of free supplies for anybody who is in trouble or new. Along with that, I've been doing a lot of mining, and I have many diamonds. So now it is time for me to finally get some better equipment, and I think today we are going to travel to the place which will be my actual proper full base for this season. Because as cool as this starter base is, I actually really like it. This is not where we are staying. There's not nearly enough room for all of the things that I have planned. If I'm also going to be moving today, I want to get a happy Ghast because it will be much easier to transport my things if I can fly them to my base. Plus, this little dock is just asking for a happy Ghast, right? It just makes so much sense. So that is on the to-do list today as well. And maybe a little bit of extra exploring while we're at it. So I've got some obsidian for nether portals and a few extra tools to make things like a brush and there we go, a spyglass. I am going to be a space pirate after all, so I feel like a telescope is, pretty fitting. But let's go ahead and replace the iron armor that I've got here with some proper diamond equipment. There we go. That feels nice and shiny and blue. I also want an enchanting table to enchant this stuff, although I'm not going to do that quite yet because I would rather set all of that up at the main base. So I'm just going to stow that away for now, along with all of these extra diamonds. Don't want to lose those today. And even the extra gear can just go in there. All right, so let's head out to the base area. It's a bit of a long journey, so I'm just going to go and do that. And then if I do find anything interesting along the way, I will be sure to let you know. But I will see you in a moment. All right, we're not there yet, but I did find a buried desert temple in a mangrove swamp, and I don't think anyone else has gone inside. So let's see if we can find some treasure. Okay, before we actually go downstairs, I want to brush some stuff. That is a pottery sherd, and I want to see if I can get a lot more of these and other cool archaeological stuff. So I know that there's going to be a little bit more to dig out here, but before I do, I think I owe it to myself to get the important stuff down here. Disabling that trap, of course. Oh, density. Interesting. I don't know that I really need that. Impaling, smite. And last, okay, just a little bit more gunpowder and leather and emeralds. String, not so bad. Let's see then if I can find any more interesting things in here. All right, so I have dug out the chamber here, and I wound up with a few extra pottery sherds. Nothing too crazy, but still pretty fun side adventure. Okay, and the base area is now finally just coming into view. This is where I am going to be calling home for the rest of the season. I picked this area in particular because I knew that there were some pretty cool geographic features like giant hills and mountains, but also a dark forest and jungle with bamboo. And I think that fits perfectly with the whole space pirate fantasy style that I'm going to be building with. But let's come up to the top of the hill here if we can. Look at that, there's even a lush cave down there. And jumping into free cam, I think you can only get a sense for the area when I really zoom out. Here we are, there's this crazy peninsula sticking out into the ocean along with an island just in front of it to the north there. And then that's me down there, hello. Over on this side, we've got a massive mountain range, and that extends all the way over here with some huge cliffs and crazy sheer drops right into the ocean. And if I throw some shaders on, I mean, come on. So I need to start building. Yeah, because I can't just camp out here on top of this hill. I also need to build some portals so that I can get back to the mainland because, of course, we are about 5,000 blocks out. And I would like to see civilization every now and then and interact with some of the other people on the server. And, of course, take advantage of the shopping district and set up my own shops there as well. So the ability to return back to the main area is very, very important. So I'm going to get some of that basic infrastructure set up, and then we will continue from there. Okay, so I finally feel a little bit settled here now. I have got a very small and ugly starter base version 2 inside the side of the mountain here. I've got my enchanting set up, and I've actually managed to do a little bit of enchanting on my gear. And now I have a nice, somewhat organized storage system. Along with that, I've got a nether portal that does actually link up to the nether hub just down here. It's a little hard to see. There are ice tunnels a little ways away, and that way we can get to each other's bases very quickly by taking boats on the ice path through the nether. It's a bit of a maze. I'm still trying to find my way through, but it means I can go back to the spawn area or the shopping district or anyone else's base anytime that I want, as long as they are hooked up to the network. But while we are in the nether, I would like to find a happy ghast. And for safety, I am using a lodestone with a compass so that I know where my nether portal is, because otherwise I will get lost. So let's come on down into the main nether and see what we can find. I should grab some quartz while I'm here. And I'm not wearing a gold helmet or other gold or anything for the piglins. They can deal with it. They can deal with this. But this is really my first steps into the nether. We've got a warp forest over there, which is really, really nice. Some very, very big drops down there. Okay, just have to watch out for any endermen over here because and big drops. I don't want to deal with either of those things here today. It is handy having one of these right next to my base though, because it means that I can gather this material for all sorts of cool building stuff. When you're doing a space pirate theme, color is kind of mandatory. I feel like I've been building lately with so many muted tones and colors in the industrial base in my single player world, so something a little bit brighter and more fantastical is kind of exactly what I'm in the mood for. All right, so tell me, tell me if you see any soul sand valleys here, people. Basalt Delta, Crimson Forest, if I need any of those things. This is so much easier to do when I have an elytra, but I am very, very determined to find what I'm looking for. Please don't tell me that fell in the lava. Here we go. That's awesome. Tempting, but not what I'm looking for at the moment. But that is. And now I've just got to look through here, get a wonderful little achievement, and find myself a dried ghast. Well, watch out for those guys and those guys. But let's see if we can find anything over in the bone structures here. No, not this one, but might as well take some of these for bone meal. Not today. Ouch. Apparently yesterday. Ouch. Disc number 2. There it is. I see it over there. Just have to deal with the locals. Oh, that's a lot of skeletons. Okay. This is not going well for me. Oh, okay. Let's eat a snack. And there we go. Let's push my luck and see if I can find a few more, because I do really, really love happy ghasts. I think they just add so much to the game, but unfortunately, I'm not seeing much more of this biome. Kind of ends there. But let's look around a little bit more to see if it restarts at all. If not, I will head back home and we'll get to bring this guy to life. And I could not help myself. If I can find some stuff to upgrade to netherite, I will be very happy. So I'm gonna brave one of the more dangerous places in the game with all my expensive stuff and my one happy ghast. I really hope I don't regret this. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but I think there will be some chests at the top here. Crossbow. Okay, I'll take the gold. The arrows are handy. Ooh, that's cool. You know what? Let's bundle up as much of this as I can. Armor trim. Oh, I don't need a curse of vanishing. Okay, that works. I have everything that I will ever need from here. Let's book a hasty retreat. Oh, deep breaths. Deep breaths. Whew. Snout armor trim. 2 netherite upgrades. Banner pattern. I actually ended up with 3 of these music discs. Happy ghast somewhere in there. Not bad for my first trip into the nether. But let's get home. Oh, they grow up so fast, don't they? So as you can see, I'm back from the nether, and this tiny little dried ghast has grown up into a ghastling and now a full-grown happy ghast. And I myself could not be happier. Of course, now is the step where we remove the harness. And let's see if we can put this on and go for a ride. There we go. I went with purple because, you know what, it's just a fun, bright color. Look at that. Look how majestic it is. So much majesty and majesticness and difficulty with the controls. So this is actually where I am going to wrap things up for today. And even though I haven't done tons of building in today's video, I think you'll agree I've made a bunch of progress. And this happy ghast is my ticket to lots of vertical, in the sky building, if I can figure out how to steer him properly. Just picture it, all these big docks up in the sky over here, floating pirate ships with rocket engines, probably some more happy ghasts if I can manage to find a few more of these guys, and it's gonna be so much fun. So I do hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope to see you for the next one. Once again, reminder, check out everyone else's channel on the server. I've got them all linked below in the description, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.